we're talking about loud noises, and as we found out, they don't have to be that loud, because we're going to talk about that can cause damage to your heart and cause strokes. Now, a few years ago, there were studies that found that airport noise, which is quite substantial, increases the risk of stroke. And other studies have found that that sort of type of quiet background buzz that we hear in offices, for any of you out there working in offices, actually can impair your cognitive function. But now new research has determined that traffic, just the sound of living reasonably near traffic, increases heart attack risk by a substantial margin. This new study came out of Denmark, and basically it wasn't a small study, not one of these 8 or 10 people studies. It was 57,000 people they tracked for 10 years. And they controlled for different environmental factors, other health factors. They calculated how much exposure to traffic noise each of the participants experienced over the study period. And they did this by using detailed histories of where the subjects had lived and worked. And they found that for every 10 decibels of traffic noise exposure the subjects lived with, their heart attack risk went up by 12%. It's not very much, actually. Noise doesn't even have to be loud or particularly close to create negative impact. The adverse cardiovascular effects started at around 40 dB. 40 dB is the equivalent of a bird call outside your window, or the babbling of a stream. It's not very loud at all. Traffic noises, negative noises at that volume, just 40 dB, traffic at the level of a babbling stream or a bird call outside your house, outside your window, would actually start increasing your cardiovascular risk. And if you go from 40 dB to 50 dB, you've increased that risk another 12%. To get a sense of what this means, the highest exposure they measured where people were living near freeways was 82 dB. 82 dB is a typical city. For anyone living in a city, that's typical city noise. The sound of a passenger car traveling at 65 miles an hour measures 77 dB from 25 feet away. Okay, unless you're living in the country, you're talking about noise levels that people are pretty much accustomed to all the time.